What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Game Show Invitational here on the Game Show channel. It's going to be Game 3 in the best of 3 between Next.KZ and BU, basically unknown. Game 1 went to Next, Game 2 went to BU after a weird draft, but doesn't matter if it's weird as long as it wins. We'll see if we can take it here in Game 3. I'm Mike Loris, going to be joined by HeflaTV for this third and final game. This series overall has been really freaking weird, man. I can only hope again that this one is just as weird as the last ones, because I love weird games.
Yep, to be honest, I swear the last game was won by the Bounty Hunter. Because, I mean, yes, they had the advantage from the laning stage, but there was still a dual core on the other side that could have made it. The performance by the Slark was questionable at best, to be honest. His first Morphling game in today's series was impressive, but he had free farm, and it's always easy when you have free farm, have a lot of items, you're tanky as hell. But to be honest, on his Slark, I don't think that's his hero, but maybe that's one too far. But still, the Bounty Hunter, you saw in those fights, if you get like 1,000 gold plus, of course, the experience out of one kill, it's just insane. So the ganking with the Bounty Hunter together, that made it even worse. And Next.KZ's positioning on the map, it just gave those openings. Here, a Darkseer, there, a Slark, and of course the Orchid on Queen of Pain. And with a very, very late Shadow Plate, and then even later BKB on the Slark. Or did he even get his BKB? I don't think so. But yeah,
I don't think he had a BKB.
Yeah.
If he did, he didn't use it. So like effectively, he didn't have it. If he did have it.
So if you ask me, I think if you would have had a better start on the Slark, give him the Shadow Plate 5 minutes earlier, and the BKB right after, you could have even lost the mid-racks, and then it would have been fine. But we'd never had that on the Slark. Shadow Fiend alone was not able to punch anything. And of course, all those engagements with the Bounty, track gold, that was just too much for Next.KZ to overcome. Anyway, this time we have no Gyrocopter band. Usually, basically unknown, they have that in the second band rotation. So Next.KZ, they're not gonna wait, even though the Gyrocopter early damage is now a bit nerfed of Rocket Barrage in 6.84C. Well, we have to see where this one is going. Disruptor did an amazing job in game number 1. We have to see if basically Unknown can utilize that again. And Shadow Fiend is now changing the owner. So after 2 games against Shadow Fiend, basically Unknown picks it himself.
He's going to swap that one with the Queen of Pain. So Arise definitely going to be playing a different hero. Last game, the Queen of Pain performance a lot better than game 1, but Arise is going to have to shift gears entirely. We do see the Magnus ban out, and that's something that he is very comfortable with. Most teams just respect ban that one away from Arise because he is such a terror. But Shadow Fiend up against Gyrocopter and Queen of Pain. We've seen the Shadow Fiend Queen of Pain matchup go both ways over the course of today. So really there's not much that you could read into it as far as this small metagame that has been created in the series is concerned. Next.KZ with the Gyrocopter though, his Rocket Barrage damage did take a little bit of a hit. It does it does a lot less damage now on level 1, so you actually do need to commit into leveling it. For an offensive tri-lane Gyrocopter, that does hurt his kill power by quite a bit since you're not getting a lot of experience, but you can still run the Gyrocopter as the slower AoE type carry. If Next.KZ want to do that, just put him on the safe lane with some pseudo-defensive supports and they should be fine.
Yep, definitely. So the second ban rotation, let's see what the teams actually learned out of the last games. The Undying was completely pain in the butt, I have to say. The Slark, that was one of the main reasons the Slark did really, really bad in his lane. He died there twice. He had to change lane, but it also didn't go quite well. And then from there on, the Queen of Pain had Orchid, where, yeah, we know how it ended. So Undying being banned out, as well as the Earthshaker, which did also quite a good job when Relax played him, at least in the later ongoings in the game. Witch Dog and Bane. Okay, the Bane is very interesting. Is that the indication we get the lifesteal again or something like that?
I mean, it is just good to have it up against any plans for a BKB, but really I think what they're thinking of is the fact that Bane sets up for Gyrocopter in so many ways. Homing Missile being one of them, Rocket Barrage, Call Down, like Bane is the setup here with Gyrocopter. So I think that combo in and of itself makes this Bane ban a little bit more justified for the BU side, and then you just have the Witch Doctor for value. Next.KZ though, they're going to grab a Visage, and well, they have 3 ranged heroes already. Do they commit into the Drow Ranger? I don't think they really have to, but it might scare BU. It might force their 4th pick into something a little bit less than ideal, being scared of this much damage coming out from Next.KZ. A support Gyrocopter Visage combo with the nerf Rocket Barrage probably not great, so it will make their lanes really janky, and they're just going to grab the Broodmother. That's a good anticipation pick for BU.
Yeah, but it's kind of hilarious because basically Unknown, every single game they banned out the Broodmother, and now they pick it. So I'm really looking forward to it. A team that has been very allergic against any sort of push is now going into push themselves. Broodmother, it is a horrible, horrible nuisance. But to be honest, I'm not really sure if that pick is wise because we have Axe. And even without the Axe and the spins against Spiderlings, which is tasty, tasty gold, everybody knows what happens if you jump into 20 spiders and you just spin to win. Suddenly you have like 300 gold. Queen of Pain can also get rid of spiders really fast, especially with Aghanim Scepter. You can spam it all the time. Gyrocopter, Flag Cannon on, and you're a rich man. So I'm not really sure if I'm a fan of this Broodmother.
Well, again, this is like what Next.KZ's kind of plan was, right? Like, they didn't really need to pick up the Drow Ranger since they have more than enough damage already. So they're just scaring basically Unknown into a strategy that they may not have wanted to go for. And Broodmother into an Axe, that's the worst lane you could possibly have as a Broodmother. There are other bad lanes, but this one is definitely the worst. So Next.KZ, that's going to be their prime objective. Put the Axe up against Broodmother, try to get a read on where BU are going to send to her, and then meet the lanes accordingly. And it's still not too late for them to grab a Drow Ranger at this point if they really want to. It'll be a support Gyrocopter, maybe you get a little bit more homing missile there, but yeah, it is a possibility for Next, as they're pretty well prepared for this Brood, and pretty well prepared for everyone else in general. We have a Weaver being banned out, so Next.KZ definitely recognize the fact that they're a little bit CC light. Burst heavy, but CC light, and then Dazzle to be banned out by the Next.KZ side. So what do you want now for BU? They need their safe lane hero. They need someone who is going to hit a little bit harder.
Yep, I mean the Dazzle, that would have really be interesting since you can't put anything against the Dazzle, so banning him is quite a nice decision. Otherwise, you have the Axe jumping on you pretty much, and even beyond death, just spin to win. So that's quite a nice thing to see. Other than that, well, we have to see what they go for, because basically Unknown, I think they could need more damage, so at least a semi-core, something. I mean, they banned out Bane, so a Lifestealer might be interesting. Yeah, there it is. So I kind of saw this one coming because of the Bane ban. And what can you actually put against the Lifestealer? Something that is, yeah, stunning him, for example, through rage periods. I would say it's Slark, but to be honest, when I look back at game number 2, don't play Slark. Not by Topper. Like, maybe it was really just a bad game for him and he was unfocused or something like that, but he missed a lot of CS, he was bad in his lane, he was bad in predicting where some ganks are coming, he was caught out many times. I don't know, at like, what, 20 minutes he was 0 and 4 with no Shadow Blade. That's not how a core is supposed to look like, so pick something else.
Yeah, maybe a support hero that's a little bit more in a direct response to the Lifestealer. It looks like it's going to be Visage Gyrocopter +1, and in that case you just want to have a hero with a fast outcoming stun. Lion was first banned, and then of course a whole bunch of other support heroes got banned out as well. Maybe a Sand King for the Next.KZ side, just getting a little bit more in the hard CC department. The stun from the Burrow Strike is dodgeable by Rage. It's not instant, but it's more on the fast end than on the slow end. So I'm liking that for Next.KZ. This Lifestealer pick, I mean, it is good up against Axe. But again, Lifestealer isn't working with that much CC on his own team. Disruptor's kinetic field is soft, and then it's just slows. So we didn't see it last game just because Lifestealer had Arise with the Queen of Pain to constantly ride that infest into battle. This game, he doesn't have any sort of hero to infest into, so this might be a game where Lifestealer is going to end up being kited to hell and back.
Yep, we have to see where this one is coming from, because I still think they could need a second core, but we have a Queen of Pain, so there it will be a support coming in. What could it be? Lion is banned out, Witch Dog is banned out, and these are like the favorite supports for Next.KZ. Bane would have been interesting, but it's also banned. So I think basically Unknown, they did a very good job with their banning. If you look at these bans, even the Beastmaster would have been horrible against the Lifestealer, and the Dazzle would have been amazing for the Axe. So the entire spectrum of nice synergy heroes is already banned out. To be honest, I'm really surprised that Next.KZ they didn't go for anything like banning the Lifestealer, because
really,
that was more likely than a Weaver, I think.
Yeah, but like, you gotta be scared about a Weaver with no CC coming out from Next.KZ. Lifestealer, like the BU side, this Lifestealer again is a little bit more of a questionable pick. It's definitely a comfort zone pick for them, but Lifestealer with no CC on his own side is a little bit of a weaker hero, especially now with the Shadow Demon as the pick for Next.KZ. You open the wounds of any given target, and instantly they're put into a bubble, and then your Lifestealer is awkwardly sitting there, still struggling to hit targets. So I like the Shadow Demon pick in that regard. It isn't really setting up for anything huge in particular, but it is just a range support hero. At the very least, that's going to be sweet for Next.KZ to have. But either way, guys, this is going to be Game 3, best of 3. Stomanen is going to be taking the Disruptor in this game. That was Pure Evil's hero in Game 1, but it looks like he's going to take the Ancient Apparition. Up towards top, Nico Baby's on the Lifestealer once again. Arise this time on the Shadow Fiend. That leaves Relax on the solo safe lane, Broodmother.
Yep, and on the other side we have Lucky, this time playing the Visage, Han on the Axe, Topper. I really hope he does well with that Gyrocopter. As I said, I still have a bittersweet taste from his Slark last game. Ahmed now on the Queen of Pain. He has been twice on the Shadow Fiend against the Queen of Pain. Now he's actually in a mirror match on the other side where he has to face Arise on the Shadow Fiend. So that's gonna be very interesting. And Sumaro was like the last little surprise. Man, they go S5 through the jungle. Nobody really knows at the moment. Relax can get out here with just one spin web. But let's see. They're looking for more.
I like Relax's play there, or lack of play there. She didn't put any webs down. That would indicate to Next.KZ, yes, there's definitely a Broodmother here. Now he's going to put it down, but yeah, they went through that lane, didn't see any webs. Maybe they even think there's no Broodmother there, but no, they're not going to be fooled. Axe is going to go down towards that bottom lane, and Broodmother is in for the time of her life. In the meantime, Stomanen is looking for something, but he's going to be spotted out. This Rocket Barrage is going to hurt. Disruptor now on the run. Grave Chill should be leveled up, and it is. Stomanen is going to get chilled, trying to get through the trees. Topor closing in. Rocket Barrage already used and did nothing. This time, though, it will do something, I believe. No, not going to use it. Stomanen is just fast enough to get out of there. That is very, very narrow, but he will put a field up to also block out Sumeru. Great plays from Stomanen so far. But then again, why was he there in the first place?
I think Rocket might have been here the better choice, just to catch up to him, so Sumara can banish him, they can surround him, and then kill him just by right clicks, but this way it also worked. Of course, it forces the Disruptor into a kinetic field at level 1, which is not a desired skill you want to go in. You want to go either for harass damage or the Glimpse for some early initiation, but, well, he didn't die, he didn't feed first blood, and that's exactly what you need. The Axe on the other side, look at this, he's super aggressive against Spider, so that Spider has to be really careful that he gets some farm on this lane.
This lane is pretty much just going to progress as expected. Axe is going to get every single creep, and Relax is going to have to miss a couple. The base damage of Broodmother not super high, and the mana pool not really high enough to support the injection spam either. So Axe is going to be dominating this lane, and that is something that Unknown are just going to have to accept. That's just the drawback of a Broodmother pick versus Axe. Up towards top, though, they're running an offensive tri-lane. This lane isn't going to get active until, I want to say, level 3 on everyone. They need open wounds, but there's no easy way for open wounds to connect, because at level 1 it's such a low range that it's very difficult to just land that skill. And Next.KZ, they are 3 range heroes, so they have to commit deep in order to getting it, and even then Rocket Barrage may force them all back. So this is a flimsy offensive tri-lane for Unknown, to say the least.
Yep, I don't like that tri-lane at all. I mean, Cold Feet is that what makes it so strong. Tomorrow, there's something at least coming out. The Disruptor, well, Glimpse. Actually, the Glimpse is coming through. This is our first blood, if I'm not mistaken. But Kinetic Field, no, it was not enough. But Sumaro is going down. The question is Stomanen. Oh my goodness, that was unlucky. In the end, Grave Chill not being enough, and basically Unknown, they get away with it. I just said it. Cold Feet. Yeah, Chilling Touch and Cold Feet. That's dangerous.
A lot of extra damage, and Next.KZ, though they are 3 range heroes, if they get the Lifestealer run on top of them, it's going to be a world of hurt. And that's the boots first, second time paying off for Stomanen on this Disruptor. If you don't have the boots first there, you do not get that kill versus Next, and that was even with the Whiffed Kinetic Field, so they had enough damage because you glimpsed someone right into the grips of Lifestealer, and they're not getting away anytime soon. So 1-0 now for basically Unknown's top lane. This lane is far from over for Next.KZ, so they will continue to stick heroes up here. But yeah, off of that first kill, it's going to give Unknown a lot of extra momentum towards that level 3 where their lane is going to be fully turned on. Then Next.KZ really have to worry. In the mid lane, in the meantime, It's just a Shadow Fiend versus Queen of Pain matchup. I don't think anything is going to happen that's too weird here. But up towards top, they actually catch Lucky in another kinetic field, but it'll be pure evil to take the Rocket Barrage. That would have killed him off pre-nerf, but now instead, there's the Cold Feet and the Open Wounds. He's not going anywhere, however, he will be put in the bubble. He will get the kill on the Ancient Apparition from something, and now he's being chased down. Open Wounds gonna fade, but the Glimpse back. He does have a stick. Kinetic Field gonna go up, but Lifestealer doesn't have enough sustain right now, and Toper's gonna turn around, will die, but will get the kill as well. Nico Baby cannot continue that fight. It's a 2-for-1 up on the top lane.
Oh, that was, I think, a bad move by the Gyrocopter. I think he was safe. The Disruptor gave away his life, and, well, look at Nico. He's really aggressive here. There's the slow. Is there a rage? Yes, I think he can dive under this tower. One more hit. No, there's a disruption. Beautiful timing here. I mean, he's getting out here. Already has the face boot thanks to that first splat. That makes him so mobile at this point. But, well, what a fall from back in this top lane.
And this is pretty much what you would expect from this lane that I just described as flimsy. It is going to put a lot of damage into one target, but that one target, if he gets disrupted, or if it's Gyrocopter just with the Rocket Barrage, then he's not really going to care all too much about the Lifestealer and everyone bearing down on him. They have to burst these targets down, ideally onto Sumeru, or at least, pull the disruption out some way, and then go for someone else. But Sumeru has left the top lane with an Invis Rune looking to set up on Arise. He does have 1-point Soul Catcher. Ahmed might be playing a little bit too aggressively positioned right now. I think Arise sees this one coming. I think they also might have just seen the Shadow Demon rotate in with Stoneman's Disruptor. So yeah, Shadow Demon not going to get, or Shadow Fiend rather, not going to get caught off by that today. But still, he's going to be forced away off of the lane, and Queen of Pain does have her level 6 right now. So a lot of burst power coming out from this hero, especially if it's amplified by the Soul Catcher.
Yep, and I mean, so far the Axe is doing quite a good job. It's 39 and 5, 21 and 0 on the Broodmother. She already sends every single Spiderling into the jungle instead of feeding them to the Axe, so I definitely like that. In the mid, there's the final go on Arise, but he's not dying. Now he's dying with the damage over time. Ahmed, oh, you gotta be careful. He still has the bottle, but no Plink and no Scream, so he can't really go for that Disruptor kill. Right now, at least. And top, oh my god, the Gyrocopter is going down. Cold Feet are blocking so much action at this point. So both cores are going down, one in the mid and one in the top.
Pretty nice kill for Next.KZ to take down the Shadow Fiend, but this Queen of Pain and Lucky, I don't think they have enough to kill off his life, so their Scream Pain is going to hit really hard. Rage will block the Soul Assumption, barely. The Queen of Pain will get out of that Cold Feet, but now Pure Evil is all alone. Has 4 stick charges. That will probably not save him yet. Queen of Pain does way too much damage there, so Ancient Apparition will get picked off. The top lane trade, just Lifestealer, or Ancient Apparition rather, for that Gyrocopter, very much so worth it. But the fact that Shadow Demon was ultimately caught out there, the fact that Disruptor doesn't have a Static Storm, is only level 3 at this point, really is a weak support hero unless he has real powerhouses behind him. And Shadow Fiend is pretty powerful at this stage, even with a double damage rune in his bottle, but can't really compete up against that damage from Next.KZ just yet. So overall 4-4, but Next.KZ getting a slightly better trade across the map.
Yep, I actually liked what they did, slowing the AA. It's like when you have like your favorite cookie and you're at the end, you have to save like one just for the nice taste later on, and that's what they pretty much did. They put the AA at the side, just saving it, try it on the Lifestealer, and if that doesn't work, they get the Ancient Apparition. So nice coordination by Next.KZ, but now they might run into a big fat fight here. Go on the Visage.
There's a disruption, but it's not going to help the Visage. It's actually going to go offensive into Stoneman, and it's going to be a lot of damage from the Rocket Barrage. It will be enough to bring down the Disruptor. Now Pure Evil is going to get nuked down as well. Nico Baby will maybe kill off Toper, but he lacks the burst to actually finish the kill now. He's doing a lot of damage, Nico Baby, but the supports just aren't a high enough level compared to the burst coming out from Next.KZ, and there's just going to be 2 support heroes from Unknown going down, and for Unknown, they get absolutely jack all in exchange. That's the downside of this lane. You are very, very soft, and if they're not able to burst for those kills, they're not going to get the kills.
Yeah, that was a beautiful... I mean, both had the same idea. Both of them were like lying somewhere behind the trees, trying to snipe someone. In the end, Next.KZ just having the better trap, and it sprung, and that was easy going. Relax at the moment, always triggering his ultimate on cooldown, just going for the Axe there, and trying to get the lifesteal heal up. Axe so far, he can't really do anything against it. To be honest, I have the feeling he should go soon for a point in Battle Hunger, and to make sure that someone is coming in with a dust, so they can just jump on that Broodmother. But maybe they're gonna wait till he has his Blink Dagger. He's not too far off, to be honest, for that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, Battle Hunger, not really great versus Broodmother as far as damage is concerned. It's mostly just make sure she's going to have troubles getting into her webs and whatnot. But yeah, maybe eventually that'll happen. But for right now, Axe is more or less where he wants to be. Ring of Health Probably going to be a casual one as he is closing in onto his Blink Dagger. And, well, Relax is not doing as bad as I really thought. Looks like he's going to straight up rush a hand of Midas. Maybe go for that nuking build that we see a little bit more often from the Broodmothers nowadays. But 4-6 and Unknown slightly behind right now, but their top lane Lifestealer is still getting a lot of farm. Like, he's at 42 CS, which is a lot more than I really would have expected from him, given the laning scenario. Looks like it's time for a lane swap. Lifestealer gonna try his luck up against the Axe. With the Broodmother actually here, they're gonna try to go for it. Axe has no creeps here to help him spin. Glimpse back. He's gonna cancel his TP. Nico maybe though dropping very low. A spin into a dunk, and now he will get that kill. That was kind of lucky by the Axe, but I think that was more or less expected value.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, that was not worth it. In a gank where your core that just swapped the lane in hope to find some farm there is going down against this Axe. Nope, that's not worth it. And with that, they even find some nice push here on that top tower, and the Axe will be pretty much back in time to defend his own. Well, there's no cliff at the moment they can use, but the spiders are not even going in, so I think this is a perfect trade at the moment for Next.KZ.
Well, they'll try to take a tower trade up towards top, though. There is no more Fortify. Maybe Ancient Apparition gets a deny if he's really on point. It's difficult, but possible. And Next.KZ, they're just going to drop the tower down, not into deny range, and then fall back. A good move for them. They have call down available, and Nico Baby's back up on this top lane. That was really just an attempt to kill off the Axe. I thought that was going to be a permanent lane swap, but I guess that was just the ganking Lifestealer. You never expect it, and, well, it kind of worked, but now they're up on this top lane to make some sort of defense, but, man, they were already struggling to kill off this lane when this Gyrocopter was level 5. Now that he has his call down, things just got so much more difficult. They're going to get a glimpse back onto Lucky, but he has a disruption right behind him. Sumer's going to use it on the Lifestealer. Here comes the call down. Stoneman is going to get hit really hard by that, but the Rocket Barrage is a little bit out of range. So they're going to be just fine, but Stoneman's already roughed up. Now here comes a Rise, Kinetic Field onto 2, as Lucky is now going to get his HP pool crushed through. The Gyrocopter straight TP's out. Looks like they don't have anything else to cancel
Shadow
that.
Demon.
But now Shadow
Demon,
still chased down by
him.
Hasted Shadow Fiend. Bubble is going to save him, I think, completely. The haste rune's wearing out, so he'll be just fine.
Bubble? Did you say bubble?
Yeah.
Bottle.
Bubble.
Bubble? What bubble?
Yeah, I always call it Disruption Bubble, because it's like...
Oh, okay. That reminds me of the Rocksoft cookie series, the Bubble of Safety.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They find it hilarious. But it's just insiders. You're an outsider, Mike. I'm sorry. But maybe in the bottom lane we're gonna see now finally that go on the Queen of Pain. No, the Queen of Pain, on the Broodmother. She is dusted, but nope, it's just not happening.
So far away now. They'll take the tower, though. That's pretty good as well. They actually rotate the Gyrocopter in as well. That's a little bit of commitment from Next.KZ. So, yeah, they, oh. Okay. Well, that's...
Yep.
Yeah. Relax. Overperforming. He has a lot of cash right now, and with the Midas, he's going to get even more. They also have an Ice Blast flying up towards the top lane. It will miss onto Lucky. Probably would have been a kill if it hit, but with the glimpse, no, they're still going to go for it. TP coming in. The Familiars go up. Nico is going to straight TP out. Lots of physical damage, but not quite enough to kill him off. Stoneman should also be able to slip away, so it's no kill up on top, maybe in mid, where Pure Evil's going to get dove by Ahmed. No mana for a Sonic Wave, however, and the right clicks on the tower will be enough. However, Han does jump in, kill off the Ancient Apparition. Now he's faced up against a Rise. No raises, however, and that will be an even 1-for-1, but that Queen of Pain, you can't afford to make those types of trades.
The Gyrocopter interrupted his TP. That is a bad idea. Jesus. Like, he was safe, he would have TP'd out, but he wanted to trade himself for the Broodmother, and I'm not really sure if that's the right thing. Shadow Fiend, oh, beautiful, TP in, but the problem is I think they have to pay for it. So tower denied, Shadow Fiend going down, Shadow Demon going down. I don't think that top trade was good, and I also don't think that trade for the Gyrocopter was good. Like, that was a bad call by Next.KZ in just the net worth trade, just not good.
Unfortunately for Unknown, they don't also get the Familiars. That would have been just disastrous for Next, but that's what happens when just a couple supports go for a tower push by themselves. They don't have a Disruptor to just glimpse back the Shadow Fiend, so yeah, bad times for them. And while this is happening, Pure Evil's getting a little bit of free time to maybe get some experience down towards bottom, but he does have to face up against an Axe, who has a Blink Call and an opportunity to catch 2. Blink Call is only going to catch onto 1, but with Ahmed here as well, Sonic Wave being lined up, Pure Evil is AFK or something. Drop a spell. It doesn't really matter. It wouldn't have saved the Broodmother anyway, but Broodmother does get obliterated. Let's see if they can make any trades. Up towards top, Lucky once again going to get jumped on. TB coming in from the Shadow Demon. One raise, and the Infest will kill out the Visage. Now Sumer is in a little bit of trouble as well. Ice Blast will come in, connect, and that'll let Nico maybe draw a double kill. And Arise still has enough to take down his tower. Familiar's going to come in, really do a lot of damage to the Shadow Fiend, but now with the mech, these Familiars might actually die. Coming in is Topor, but Static Storm is there with the open wounds. Glimpsed back way too far, however. And now he has a chance of turning this one around. Call down available, but he's not using that just yet. Lifestealer is chasing him down. Call down missile slow. Should get Topor just enough space to get out of there, unless someone has another glimpse, which he doesn't. A little bit of a misplay there from the Disruptor. Tower still stands.
Yep, again, I think a bad call, top staying around that tier 1 tower. They know they can just dive them. At least they get something done on the tier 2 tower bottom. The Queen of Pain, like, yeah, she was around that area still after the Broodmother kill, doing 50% damage on the tower, but, well, they're gonna lose their top tower soon, unless they go back. They're not even pushing for this. This is very interesting, I have to say.
I mean, they're in... Both sides really aren't in any rush. They have a Gyrocopter, they have a Lifestealer, both of whom are pretty scary late game heroes, so though taking these towers is nice, it's not exactly going to be like the last game for BU where they need to be pushing all the time or else they're just going to fall way far behind. So 11 to 10 and both sides should be more or less happy with the status quo, especially Unknown getting the Lifestealer a lot of farm, getting the Axe, or getting the Shadow Fiend a lot of farm as well, and Axe has his Blink Dagger, has been using it decently. But I fear for Next.KZ that they're just not getting comparable farm on this Gyrocopter. He's on the bottom of the cores as far as net worth is concerned. Now going for the Queen of Pain. There's a glimpse awaiting here, or just a Static Storm. Ice Blast is coming in. They lose the vision on the Queen of Pain, and that will be her escape. I think they might get some Familiars here, though, for BU. So
Shadow Demon first.
Oh yeah, Shadow Demon first. That's a little bit of a bonus, and the Familiars get resummoned, so they're not going to lose them. Han is coming in with the Blink Call available. He's not going to pull that trigger. Just a free kill for Nico Baby. And now with the Hand of Midas, he's going to go for an armlet. This Lifestealer is going to soon hit very hard.
Yep, the Lifestealer is getting too much space in my opinion. That's the biggest problem. And now that like all this fighting is going on in the mid and bottom, like Relax is completely unimpressed. He's like, okay, sure, like give me space on that lane and I'm gonna push like mad. He still didn't make that approach against the tower yet, but he's fine just farming every single thing in the jungle. He has the Midas rolling, so this Broodmother net worth will just climb. He used to be #1 all the time, but, well,
Ice Blast. Bottom onto Han, Static Storm, plus the injection already. Axe mostly dead, and now he's going to be dead. That's Axe down after a nice artillery blast from the AA. Now you can actually make a push off of this Broodmother. She's been, Relax has been very cautious about where he sends his spiderlings, and that's good. I mean, you minimize the gold that Next.KZ get from those spiders, and now you can actually commit them to the tower, but I don't actually know if Next.KZ got much cash off of these spiderlings. At this point, usually it's like 300 gold at least from the Broodmother spiders.
Yep, and to be honest, now after a decent start for Next.KZ, they pretty much slip back to what they had in Game 2, getting outmaneuvered by Unknown. They get one kill, one after another, and I'm so glad that this Broodmother is a Broodmother and not a Bounty Hunter, because now the train would start rolling again, and that's unstoppable. But, well, they don't have a Bounty Hunter, so it's really just the original gold you get from all these little pickoffs, but these little pickoffs, that's the biggest problem. Axe is coming in top, and there's a, yeah, TP out. Oh my god, X! That was so close.
Maybe if he was a little bit more comfortable with his Blink Dagger ranges, that could have been a kill. Maybe a different player would have gotten it, but yeah. Either way, Lifestealer does get out. If he gets called there, he dies almost for sure. Ahmed's actually going to jump in. Find Pure Evil. Ice Blast to the dome. Sonic Wave, though, doesn't care about the Ice Blast. Now the Haste Rune just going to go all the way up to the top lane. Maybe even look towards Nico Baby, but nice little pick off on that AA. Over towards mid. Arise. Blink Call going to catch him out with the Familiar's damage. He's going to take a beating. Sticks are available. Requiem being wound up. Static Storm going to give him some cover. He will get put into the bubble right now. Call down will kill him off, but he'll kill off the Axe in exchange. Sumeru and Lucky and Topor all dropping very low, but with no Ancient Apparition alive, they don't have to fear their deaths right now. So it's just going to be a nice 1-for-1 for the Next.KZ side in the mid lane.
But that's the biggest problem at the moment. We have no mech on the other side, and well, it wouldn't really help you that much anyway if the AA Ice Blast is coming in. This time it wasn't up, so it might have been interesting. Problem is, whenever you leave that bottom line and give some space to the Broodmother, she's just going ham. Tier 1 tower is down, Tier 2 tower taking damage, and she's just getting more and more of a nuisance. There is like a whole little spider family, and yeah, I just don't see how they can stop it at the moment. They have to get aggressive vision. They have to gank him, getting pushed out of this lane. But I just don't see how.
It's going to be a little bit more difficult even once Relax actually spends his 3,300 gold. Honestly, doesn't even matter what he actually buys right now. As long as he actually spends it, he'll be a larger force to be reckoned with in Next.KZ. Right now, the Broodmother is, for the most part, avoiding these fights. Once she gets her item, whatever it is, she will be a little bit less inclined to avoid and a little bit more inclined to take a heads-up fight. With level 2 Insatiable Hunger, this Broodmother hits very hard, and she hits pretty darn quickly as well with that Hand of Midas attack speed kicking in. So 14-12, and this Broodmother is just doing Broodmother things, and this is still keeping Next.KZ off balance. Gyrocopter not farming as rapidly as any of the cores on the unknown side. They have a BKB coming up on the Shadow Fiend, and Lifestealer is working with that armlet now. 5-1-4, and the only thing that could be going better for Unknown is if Ancient Apparition had a bit more farm. If Pure Evil had Hand of Midas right now, they would be sitting pretty.
Yep, and the question is now, what's the next step for Next.KZ? I mean, at the moment it just feels that basically Unknown is dictating the terms of everything. Like this Orchid on the Queen of Pain, did you see it in use already, except for like that fight in the mid? I didn't. We need to get this gank on Nico, but there's a trap, and a trap sprung. Axe jumping in, and now he sees the entire family of basically Unknown joining the party, and that's a party you don't want to. In the end, Lifestealer is pretty low, but of course there's the mech heal. It's just not fast enough. At least in the mid they put some pressure on the tier 1 tower, but not even enough to actually kill it.
Now Lucky's gonna go down. His familiars aren't gonna be resummoned because he's dead. At least one should die right now. It should be two. Oh, just one actually. The other one gets away. A little bit of misfocus fire there from the Unknown side, but it's still a familiar down and a couple of kills free to boot. That was very fast fingers from Nico Baby. They definitely saw that axe incoming. Otherwise, Lifestealer wouldn't be able to get that rage off fast enough, but well played by this Lifestealer. And now he's going to continue on farming. All the while, Broodmother, she's also in this game, and its bottom tower is going to take a beating because of her. This game is not looking that great for Next.KZ. This should be where the Gyrocopters, Call Down, and the Sonic Wave, and the Blinking Axe are the most scariest things in the game, but it just seems like they're not doing enough.
Yep, they're just not doing enough, not utilizing that Gyrocopter enough. There's an Ice Blast flying in, not hitting the Gyrocopter. That was pretty much the goal the Broodmother wanted to go for, because he knew the TP on the Gyrocopter is still on cooldown. He just TP'd out of it after Relax just popped his ultimate. But by the time you come back into the lane, the Broodmother ultimate is back up again, and the biggest problem is we have a 10-second BKB on that Broodmother. So even now, if she's in trouble, she can just TP out. Axe is the only one who can interrupt her. Seeing an Abyssal Plate or anything like that on Next.KZ is something I just don't see happening in a long time. But maybe now we see something. They discover the smoke, but oh my goodness, again the dust just used and not finding that spider.
Relax is the slipperiest bastard of all time. He got, yeah, just narrowly missing the fastest BKB time, but he could have probably gotten it a little bit earlier. I think he was probably holding a little bit extra gold. Regardless, he dodges death. Most Broodmothers, most heroes get caught off by that huge smoke, but no, Relax is playing a very cautious, very defensive Broodmother style, and now it's Axia to be in trouble. If they actually know he's there, which I don't know if Unknown actually know about this, they will know that their jungle is full of enemy heroes. They will know that Sumeru's there and the Queen of Pain, but the rest of the heroes, they're smoked up and looking for blood. Fresh BKB on Arise. This is the time to fight. And they also pick off a courier. That's a nice little bonus kill. Oh, there's the bubble onto the Broodmother. She's in a little bit of trouble, but here comes the backup. Ice Blast coming in. Relaxed about the BKB. Ice Blast coming through. With Connect onto with the Requiem as well. Topor going to be in a lot of trouble right now. He'll straight TP out, but he will not make it. He will go down in a 1-for-1 trade so far. They see Lucky. No, they don't see Lucky, actually. He'll slip away. Ultimately, I think Broodmother jumping the gun a little bit. Now Ahmed's going to blink right in. Han is going to blink in as well for the call. Only catches Pure Evil, though. Now he's overcommitted. Couple of raises from Arise, and Han is going to go down to the Disruptor. With Lifesteal in the back end, he's going to go straight for Sumeru. Straight TP out from the Shadow Demon. But this Lifesteal at this point can tear you right to shreds. That's going to be a 3-for-1 now for Unknown. Oh, hey, Lucky's here as well. I thought he left, but apparently he stuck around. Double kill for Nico Baby as he cashes in on that fight. That's his Sanjinyasha completed if he wants it, or a Halberd. Either way, this Lifestealer is filthy rich.
I have no idea who in Next.KZ had the idea of re-engaging there, but it was definitely a bad idea. I mean, Gyrocopter was down, so where was your damage actually coming from? With Nico and Arise still alive, I just didn't see this happening. I have no idea. So if you sum this up, the first time this fight disengaged and where everybody had the chance to just go home and, you know, talk with your, like, tell deeds of your combat and everything, they just didn't use it. And it was a 1-1 trade, a Broodmother for Gyrocopter and a Courier on top, so Unknown already won that fight. And then, desperate as they are, Next.KZ, they try to go in with the Queen of Pain not even having Sonic Wave or, like, even the chance of getting a next Sonic Wave soon because of Arcanum Scepter. Arcanum Scepter is so far away for him, still 1.2k. I really don't know, it was a big mistake. I think this just gave basically Unknown even more of momentum.
Oh, Next.KZ, they're going to try to take a Roshan. It is a pretty fast one, all things considered, but BU are going to be prepared if it does come to it. Ice Blast will be thrown to Scout. Will not connect onto anyone in particular. So Next.KZ will be forced out right now. Maybe they figured, hey, Shadow Fiend just uses Requiem and his BKB. But Shadow Fiend still does a lot of damage outside of those items as well. Plus, with that BKB and the mech, he's sitting at 1500 HP with 14 armor. That is a very large amount for any hero of 24 minutes in the game, let alone a Shadow Fiend is also doing a lot of damage. Double smoke up. This time they're going to jump in. Catch Relax, a couple of her Spiderlings. She's in a lot of trouble. Call down is there as well, but Arise attacking from the high ground. Relax is just still going to survive with that BKB. They're going to instead go for Stoneman, who is being focused down. Arise, winding up his Requiem, will throw it, and it will crush through Topo with the Ice Blast coming through. That'll be his death. Relax, going to give up his life as well, but Nikowebi is pretty much untouched in this fight. He will infest out to do a little bit more damage. Now looking for Lucky. Open Wounds is available, and he will open up that Visage and just tear him to shreds. That's going to be a kill. A little bit late on the bubble there for Sumer. Now they're both caught in the Ice Vortex. Nikowebi is going to tear the Disruptor a new one. Not the Disruptor, the Shadow Demon a new one. That's going to be a 2 for 4 so far. Unknown. They still have Arise alive, and Nikowebi once again cashes in.
These spider blocks were just amazing. They had nowhere to go. Like a little front line of 4 spiders were blocking the retreat completely. The axe is not tanky enough. The Gyrocopter, I'm sorry to say that, but like he's absolutely teethless. I mean, this is a Gyrocopter 25 minutes in with his Angayasha finished. No BKB. He dies to pretty much anything that is getting spit out in that fight. Like every single thing is just, yeah, tipping him over. The AoE damage, that was lucky that they got the Disruptor kill with it, but that's it. And also the Broodmother just died because he was like super aggressive. Like if he would have stayed back, the fight would have won without any casualties on Unknown except for the Disruptor. To be honest, Topsa as the only hard damage source here in this fight, it's just like last game on his Slark.
This is a little bit of a sketchy situation for Next.KZ. He, as the Gyrocopter, when you go for this really, I guess, survivability based build, you're relying on your Rocket Barrage and your spacing and your call down to get the kills, and that's just not working out. And now it's going to be Han hit with the Ice Blast, and here comes Nikowebi. The Shadow Demon is, well, not in the area. They have familiars here, but one raise, and that's going to be the Axe of Death, and also Lucky sticking around. They see him with Relax, but they will fall back. Again, I like that defensive play style from this Broodmother so far, except for that, you know, one time that you just described where he just kind of went ham. But either way, killing off an Axe is going to pave the way for Roshan, and Next.KZ, they really don't have any way of convincingly stealing this. Familiars, especially if they get picked off. That's 1 down, and with Broodmother on top of the second one, it should be 2 down. That's 200 free gold for the Brood, and Lucky, oh, he does not have a resummon for 2 minutes. That is bad news for Next.KZ.
Yep, I just don't see how they're gonna defend this tier 2 tower. This one is going down as a result. Maybe even more. Maybe he is dying there. There's the Ice Blast. There's a nuke. Oh, Relax didn't tag him, so no slow is coming out. But well, he's just getting glimpsed back. It's easy going kill. So tower is second kill. Roshan. The gold is just flushing in for basically Unknown. To be honest, this is a train you can only smile with and then end your life. Just stand on the railway, and you have to accept it. At this point, Next.KZ, they have to be really creative to stop this.
That's fucking dark, Jesus.
Yes, that is very dark. Because they just do a lot of mistakes, and Topsa just doesn't have the farm to stop all this. I mean, now Sangayasha on 27 minutes, that's all his damage source. Look at the Shadow Fiend's net worth instead, for example, or the Lifestealer. Lifestealer is even worse. 5k. Ahead.
Brute force the bottom lane. Han looking for a blink call. Has a decent one right now with Nikowebi and a couple of Spiderlings. but killing off this Aegis, I mean, is that even worth it? Now his Blink Dagger's gonna get canceled by spiders. Nikobaby's still just going for this tower with the armlet toggling. He'll live for a little while longer, but then this Aegis is down. Maybe now is when they're looking for the Blink Call. Call down is there. Nikobaby's gonna rage out, but gets purged up. Blink Call gonna catch 3 in the back line, but there's no backup here. Actually, no, with the Sonic Wave, they will get it off. That's 3 kills immediately for the Axe, and now it's Relaxed and the Lifestealer only. They're gonna go for this Gyrocopter to kill him off, but Lifestealer's in the base. He's killing off everyone of Next.KZ. Just these 2 heroes, so sticky, so hard to deal with. They're gonna clean up a whole bunch. It's a 3 for 3 so far. Relaxed still alive, very healthy, as is Nico. And they're gonna find this Queen of Pain Blink Axe available once again, but that's the best fight that Next.KZ could have asked for. 3-man Call, 3-man Sonic Wave. Those 3 heroes get demolished, but Nikobaby, for the 3rd time in a row, cashes in. He's at 3,000 gold now.
This is exactly what I said. I mean, yes, they had a good fight. This was, you said it, and your words were perfect for the situation. This is the best they could have ever asked for. But even under the best circumstances, the Lifestealer survives. He's racing through all the supports, and then out of the Queen of Pain, that's why I hate her so much, Steam is just out. She popped everything on everyone that was good, but after that, what is the Queen of Pain supposed to do against a Broodmother who heals up like 30% with every hit, and a Lifestealer who does pretty much the same, or who is just chasing and, I don't know, has crazy items. Those 2 can at the moment just race through the entire team once, for example, a Gyrocopter is down. There's no way for Next.KZ to stop them, and we just saw that in the fight.
It's going to be a little bit more difficult for Next.KZ to take that, because this Gyrocopter is not going to go for something like an MKB or any sort of damage item, no Satanic even. It's a Ghost Scepter for him, which is, to be fair, a good item up against the vast majority of the unknown heroes, but as far as his ability to do damage, he's not going to have it for a very long time. He's not farming fast enough to just casually grab a Ghost Scepter, then grab an MKB straight after. He just doesn't have the funds for that. So for Next.KZ, they are reliant on performing exactly what we just saw. Blink, Call, Sonic Wave, to try to hold out the unknown side. But if you don't catch Nikobaby, if you don't catch Relax, like, it's just not going to happen. Ideally, like, the best case scenario I see for Next.KZ is they catch 2 of the 3 of Broodmother, Lifestealer, or Shadow Fiend. Catching 3 out of 3 is impossible.
Yep, pretty much. And I mean, you just said it, but the Abyssal Plight, which will come out soon by the Lifestealer, actually, it just came out. So, cool, Gyrocopter. You're gonna Ghost Scepter. That gives you, what, 4 seconds immunity, at least against physical damage, but then you get Abyssal. And after that, you just die the old school way. So, Ice Blast is gonna finish that push in the top lane, and they already have to go back because Relax, he's a permanent nuisance. Whenever you leave that bottom lane, Relax will come back and remind you that there's a Broodmother on this pitch and you cannot go anywhere. So they're getting pinned down in their base, and he's even taken the enemy Ancients and whatnot. It's Relax is really back in this game completely. He was never gone. He always did a good job on his Broodmother.
He's been a constant pain in the ass for Next.KZ, and sending Axe, Gyrocopter, those are the easiest heroes, or I guess Queen of Pain can do it as well, to deal with Relax right now. They can't send their supports there. So they have to send one of the cores out of wherever they are to deal with this Broodmother, and then the rest of the unknown side in a 4v5 fight up against only 2 cores of Next.KZ can steamroll that fight from there on out, especially if Rise grabs an Eye of Scotty soon, which I'm assuming he's going to go for. He has quite a bit of gold. Not enough gold to complete it, but he is getting a lot of farms, so he'll have that one eventually. So for Unknown, they still have yet to crack Raxes, and for Next.KZ, that's the good news. They have all their Raxes still alive, but their late game scaling, it's inherently okay, but it's, I mean, not as good as Unknown's, but now with them being behind, they're going to need, like, additional farm to actually get going, especially if Han gets jumped right now. They see him with Stoneman. Oh, Kinetic Field available. There it is. Static Storm as well. No blink out from the Axe. He's going to get put into the bubble, though. Sumeru now has no backup, and they're going to wind up the Requiem, which will blow up that Axe and Shadow Demon both at the same time. Now Nikobaby, separated from the rest of his team perhaps, but it's going to go right onto Topper with the Relax coming in as well. They'll kill off the 3rd hero, and Ahmed, he's going to jump away. Relax teleporting into that fight. That's not what you would expect from Next.KZ, but still, it's a 3-0. Glimpse back, making it perhaps a 4-0. Lucky caught in a Kinetic Field. Do they have any more CC? They don't. The Visage is going to survive, albeit barely, but now something is going to die on the Next.KZ base. Probably these tier 2s. Yep,
this is, I mean, the tier 2s are going down, and this is the beginning of the end, to be honest, for Next.KZ. Like, this fight was so awkward with the Axe scouting, but being in the river surrounded, like, that's what you see in every, like, I don't know, movie that like the one who's going through that valley is always getting shot by those who's staying on the high ground, you know, just looking at you, waiting till you're in a bad position. And that's exactly what they did. X completely disabled, and then they just popped everything. And the funny part is, this was what, call down, that was the sonic wave and whatnot. Just with their magic immunity and the Mac, they pretty much counter healed everything. I don't think anyone of Unknown ever went below 80% HP there. So that's pretty much all the burst damage they have right now. Gyrocopter, he's, in comparison to the other cores, hitting for absolutely nothing. 180, 190 damage on a Gyrocopter 30 minutes in. Nope, this is not cutting it. He needs a Divine Rapier and a BKB right now to turn this game around.
In the meanwhile, there's 300 damage plus on the lifesteal when he has his armlet active. So yeah, Neek Baby's just taking all the kills, and he's gonna set some more records. They take down a Radiant Courier, who for some reason is over there. That's the Orb of Venom from Arise. That's an inconvenience. Well, he can't complete the Eye of Scotty anyway, so I don't really think it's gonna matter in the end. But still, for some reason, there's a Courier there, and it's nice for Next.KZ to grab it. But this Unknown playstyle, it's again so slow and so safe. Like, they, off of that 3-for-0, took only a tier 1 tower off of that one. They poked a little bit at the mid lane, but no, they fell back, not taking any chances, not a single one whatsoever. Maybe a little bit too defensive, you could argue, but man, if they're not going to get picked off, this Lifestealer is very quickly going to get 6 slotted. He already has his Blink Dagger now, and, well, Hand of Midas can be replaced. Armlet can be replaced by, you know, Heart Satanic or something like that if you want a big strength item there, or a Daedalus even.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Lifestealer has a lot more room to grow. Not to mention, Moon Shard's also a pretty good item to buy.
To be honest, the Moon Shard might be the next he goes for, because right now he can keep the Midas for a bit longer. They're so strong, he's not dying in the fight, which means he doesn't need additional survivability or any other shenanigans. Like, just get a Moon Shard, like, use it, or keep it in inventory, sell your Midas, and then once you got your next tier 1 item, you can just get rid of the Midas, because at this point he doesn't even need the Midas. It's really just optimizing the uptime on it. That's all about it. But let's see, Next.KZ, they're still alive, they're still showing Unknown. They know they have to win this, because if you don't win against Next.KZ, then you have a bad standing against the other teams, because they're way harder. Just by default, the odds are just against you there. So even though I have the feeling they could right now march directly towards the throne and would still win a fight and just finish the game, they're not doing that. They just solidify everything they have. But look at the net worth graphs, and yeah, this is just not going anywhere at the moment.
That's a brutal advantage for Unknown right now. Topor has completed his big item. It's an Ethereal Blade, and I guess it's fine on the Gyrocopter. Let's just say Gyrocopter is no Morphling, right? He doesn't have a huge shotgun blast. Ethereal Blade into Call Down, into Rocket Barrage, it would do a lot of damage if Unknown didn't have these BKBs up on their heroes. I guess Rage for the Lifestealer. Yeah, you can kill off the Disruptor Ancient Apparition really quickly, but you should be able to do that with any build as the Gyrocopter. So I don't really know if the Ethereal Blade is going to do that much. You could even dodge it with the BKB.
Yep, Nico is the only key to win the fight. If you blow up Nico with whatever miracle you just pull out of your head, then you might win the fight, even though the Shadow Fiend plus support should still be able to, I don't know, either retreat or just have a decent fight. But if that's really happening at some point, that Nico is dying in a fight and not having a buyback or anything like that, that's the way in how Next.KZ can come back. But I just don't see it happening. Like, even if you call him with Nut Rage on, if you pump everything in by Gyrocopter and Queen of Pain, he will still stand with, like, what, 500 HP. He will pop Rage, he will infest in something and pop the Armlet as well. And from there on, it's just not going anywhere. Look at the Hyperstone on him. I think he heard our message, so he'll going for a Moonshard or Ancestor Spirit. But no, he's going for the Axe, but abort the mission. He was not sure about this one.
That's fine. Only minute cooldown in the Abyssal. I think at this point it looks like it's going to be an Assault Cuirass. I would say overall it's a little bit more desirable than the Moonshards. It helps you in the armor department, also helps your team a lot more. And it's, I mean, he sold the Midas, so he's looking for a full item replacement, not just something to eat like that Moonshard. So yeah, Nico Baby should be going for that AC, and for Next.KZ, their physical damage is already pretty low. The AC might not even be the correct item for Nikuebi, considering the lack of physical damage in Next.KZ, but once he does grab that, if he does, it's going to be him more or less immune to physical right clicks that are coming out from Next.KZ, but they're waiting for the Roshan. It's respawned right now. There's a familiar from the Visage, spotting that one out. Unknown's Roche killing power right now is pretty darn high because they have so much damage, but first they're going to play it safe. They're going to smoke up and look for some blood. Arise is housing that Lifestealer. That is an unpleasant surprise for whoever they run into, but it doesn't seem like they'll run into anyone, as the Next.KZ side are also smoked up and running in the complete opposite direction.
Well, this is going to be interesting because this fight, I mean, we have to look at the buyback status. Well, some of them might buy back and slow it down, but effectively, this might be our last fight because whoever wins this fight now transitions into Roshan, transitions into push if the HP is still there. But look at Mini Spiderlings. Mini Spiderlings are scouting everything. He's just really sending them everywhere. The smoke is just, yeah, holding till now. And from now on, they see everything. And to be honest, who is surrounding who? That's the question now.
Unknown, they know about where Next.KZ are, and Next.KZ don't know about this trap. They will TP out, take no chances. I like that play from the Next.KZ side, so Unknown, they may be waiting for this upcoming gank train, but it's not coming. But they're okay with not actually going for that, as, oh man, they're going to take some familiars down. These two familiars don't have anywhere to run, maybe to the south this game. No, Stoneman is there, so can they kill off these familiars? Okay, well, they won't be able to if they don't try. Well, one is going to deny something. Did they take the cheese? Was that even a cheese Roshan? I don't actually know, but either way, familiars are down now. And Ice Blast is coming in. We'll connect onto two. Nikuebi gonna open up the wounds of Sumeru. Try to force out that disruption. Glimpse back as well. He does bubble himself. No, he doesn't actually. He bubbles the Lifestealer instead. Now Nikuebi's gonna pop right out, kill off the Shadow Demon in an instant. The Aegis is still up on a rise, and he's nowhere close to dying. He's at full HP, in fact, so this upcoming high ground push is going to be really hard for Next.KZ to defend against.
Well, we have to see where this one is going. I mean, with this E-Blade, maybe the Gyrocopter stay is now long enough up in the fight to do some damage with the flat cannon, but then what right clicks? There are just no right clicks coming out of this Gyrocopter. He went for all stats. Oh, never mind. There's the engagement by the axe, but this is too early.
All the damage is dumped into Arise, and he's still at more than fighting potential. They're going to pick off this Axe, who overshot, and he doesn't have the rest of the team either. That was call down Sonic Wave and a blink call, and it did next to nothing. Axe is going to buy back, but Nikuebi is going to blink right into Ahmed, plus the Requiem. Nice Ethereal Blade, Topor. That did nothing. In fact, that actually helped the enemy side. Now he's going to get slowed down. Glimpse back as well, right into clutches of Arise. He doesn't have nearly enough damage to 1v2 this. Axe is also going to die back. Gyrocopter is going to buy out, but it's lucky to be in the most trouble right now. He'll get brought down by Nikuebi. Beyond godlike streak on him. Relaxing a tango in a 2v1. Might end up dying, but he's very tanky right now with the Eye of Scotty. He will go down, but at the cost of 2 euros for Next.KZ. Topor gonna die a second time. Sumeru will get glimpsed back again from Stoneman. And what a disruptor we've seen in this game. 40-19, and Unknown are gonna crush through Next.KZ in like a 1-for-8 trade or something like that.
I mean, it took them 10 minutes to get the courage to actually make this move, and I'm really sure that they could have had this fight 10 minutes early, because the Gyrocopter just not enough damage to ever make any dent into the enemy team. The axe initiation was interesting, I would say. Either way, nice first game, I have to say, by Next.KZ. There they showed that they have potential, but the other two games they showed that basically Unknown, despite doing here and there some mistakes, they're the more experienced team, and they just capitalized on that one, holding back, farming, not getting into any squishy fights, rather holding back. Yeah, experience wins here.
Alright guys, so both these two teams are in Group 2, other teams being North Legion at 0-2, so they're not really in the running, but the team on top, Scary Faces, is, well, definitely the scariest team right now. BU are going to grab a second place spot in this group, Next.KZ dropping to 1-2. I don't think it's possible for Next.KZ to come back, although they can win, I guess, a couple times if BU lose. It's not over just yet. Scary Faces, I think, should be in the clear, but for right now, guys, we are done for the day. The GameShow Invitational is going to end today with BU taking it 2-1 over Next.KZ. As our statsman said, follow us on Twitter if you enjoyed the cast, at Mike Loris, at HeflaTV, and at Peter Vervelet. That's completely not the correct pronunciation, but screw it. Petty, thank you a lot for those stats. Really does just add to the entire thing. But guys, that's going to be it for us. We hope you enjoyed the cast, and we hope to see you next time for more Game Show Invitational. GG.